Discover solutions to issues that affect your family and professional life with practical information to help you get past life's adversities. Take a proactive approach to power up your life with Rosalie's expert resources.
If you love to entertain this time of the year and enjoy your friends, family, extended family, and even your neighbors for the new year, we have some DIY celebration ideas. Here were some great tips to transform your home from drab to fab as celebrity lifestylist Tracy Metro. Good morning, Tracy.
Thanks, Rosalie. It's always a treat to talk to you, ring in the new year.
What makes our guests feel welcome when they come and visit our home?
Now, a lot of us have fun decorations in the main part of the house, but I say don't forget the bathroom, and the shower is a great place to really jazz things up. Do you see the shower curtain right here? It's a gorgeous, simple shower curtain, but why not put up a sparkly one for New Year's? And while you're at it, a lot of us have probably one of those straight shower curtain rods. I actually have this, look at it. It's curved and it bows out about 5 extra inches, which means you've got oodles of room in the shower to get really, really clean. I love this idea.
Well, what else can we do to spruce up our home for the new year?
Super easy. Again, another quick fix is to just change out the faucet. This also is by Moen. It's the Oxby faucet. When the water comes out, it twirls. It's so beautiful. Not only is the faucet beautiful, but the water that comes out is beautiful. And it has the spot resist brush nickel finish, which means that it resists fingerprints and watermarks when you've got oodles of people coming through your house this time of year. I like to make all of my decorations, and even if it's not a decoration like a bowl, look at this. Do you see this right here? This is a bird feeder. I love this. And all of this was made with a 3D printer. I know you're thinking, what's a 3D printer, right? Well, it is an incredible new technology that everybody is talking about. And let me show this to you. This is the Dremel 3D Idea Builder. What does it do? It builds your ideas. Whatever you dream of, it can build. Right now, I'm building another vase. This is actually actively happening. I'm obsessed with this, and I own it. It is a great gift for anybody who is a DIYer or a maker. But there are plans for oodles of projects, and they walk you through exactly how to use the Dremel Idea Builder.
So what DIY activities can we incorporate into entertaining our guests?
A lot of people, like I've been saying, are coming in and out of the house, so you want to have snacks, fun snacks. I love calling it fun food. So I did a DIY popcorn bar. I want people to be interactive. So these are 2 new products by Pop Secret. This is the double butter, which is for the salty lovers. And this is the cinnamon roll for the sweet lovers, which this has an amazing glaze on top. And then you just put out nuts, marshmallows, chocolate, whatever your heart desires. So then everybody can mix and match, you know, to do the perfect salty sweet combination.
Thanks, Tracy, for all the DIY tips to spruce up our home to entertain this new year. With the new year, we all have commitments we didn't fulfill and have a list of friends and extended family we still want to entertain. To help us with stress-free entertaining in the new year is lifestyle expert and certified sommelier, Chef Jamie Gwen. Good morning, Chef.
Good morning, Rosalie. I'm glad to be back with you. Happy New Year to you. I hope you had a delicious holiday season.
After the holidays, we really need to de-stress, but we have so many more guests that we want to bring into our home and bring in the new year.
I like your idea, actually, because as you mentioned, there are friends that you miss during the holiday season. So we're starting off 2015 with a bang, and we're keeping what I would like to say is the best inspiration from a lifestyle perspective that I can share with you to make this year the best ever.
As the hostess with the mostest, we're running around doing numerous things all dressed up. So how can we stay cool and calm?
I am a secret girl, and so I will say 2015 is going to be the year of the cool girl and guy. My husband and I are covered with Gillette and Secret Clear Gel deodorant. You know the little black New Year's dress that you see me wearing? Well, no risk of the white marks on that little black dress.
Okay, Chef Jamie, what is one of your New Year's healthy resolutions?
One thing that was most important to me that I'm taking into 2015 as my New Year's resolution is to stay hydrated, because I feel feel better when I'm hydrated. So I am crazy for Vitamin Water Zero. And I always have it around because it tastes great, but it has 0 calories. It's that unique combination, Rosalie, of nutrients and vitamins. And we use it in our morning protein shake. And then when you're looking for the perfect wine pairing, this was my best gift during the holiday season, and you could use this all throughout 2015. Coming from America's oldest winemaking family, these are the fruit-forward premium wines of Mirasu. And everyone loves Mirasu not only for their great choices when it comes to varietals, but also the great price.
Thanks, Jamie, for keeping us motivated to continue to entertain our guests and family and stay cool, calm, and stress-free. And a happy and healthy New Year to you.
And the same to you, Rosalie. Happy New Year to all. Thank you.
After you give your home a new look, are you dreaming of a new car to pull up on your driveway? Here with highlights of new green auto technology and the latest in hybrids and alternative fuel vehicles is Micah Muzio, the managing editor of video for Kelley Blue Book. Good morning, Micah.
I'm doing great. Yeah, happy to talk about cars anytime I can.
Micah, what do you see as the biggest trend in this automobile show coming out for the new year models?
Yeah, for 2015, there's some really exciting cars coming up, one of which is the Hyundai Sonata. And, you know, I think the Sonata sets the stage for what is a big trend that we're seeing in the automotive industry, which is a move towards a more emotional exterior design. Hyundai's been a leader in that space, and the Sonata is no exception. In fact, you know, they pulled the wraps off of the Sonata, and it looks a lot more like their premium luxury sedan, the Genesis. They've also incorporated some really interesting technology into the car. Apple's CarPlay technology, which makes it very easy for iPhone users to use that functionality from within the vehicle. And the Toyota Camry is another very emotional design. They pulled the wraps off of the Camry, and actually after only 3 years in the market in its current form, they've changed every single body panel except for the roof. And what you're left with is a car that almost looks like a Lexus. It's got that kind of quality, you know, this big aggressive front grille and you know, long lines that make it look long and wide and gives it a really nice stance. And it's supposed to drive more interestingly too, you know, have like sportier dynamics, which you know, I think is kind of neat that we're in a time where you can have just a sensible sedan that also is fun to drive and fun to look at. You know, another car worth mentioning is the Subaru Outback. And the Outback, you know, it's one of those lifestyle vehicles. I'm going kayaking or I'm going to take the bikes to the mountains. The Outback does all that stuff still for 2015, but they've also done something which I think is really valuable and everybody's thinking about: fuel economy. Up to 33 miles per gallon on the freeway, while still offering all the you know, security and handling benefits of all-wheel drive. So great technology, really interesting designs. You know, improved fuel economy. That's kind of the essence of the auto show here.
How about new concept cars?
The new Chevy Corvette Z06 convertible, and we're talking more than 625 horsepower, incredible handling, but also in a convertible form, so you can have your the wind blowing around and your hair looks ridiculous. And I think you'll look like you're having more fun when you step out of the Z06 than almost any other car out there, and that'll be coming to dealerships towards the end of the year.
So what's new to help people with disabilities who want to be more independent?
You know, one of the things that's emerging is technology that allows for autonomous driving. So, you know, the Sonata and, you know, as I mentioned, the Outback, you know, there's more of these technologies where the vehicle is doing a lot of the work. And so not too far down the road, the vehicles are going to be able to drive themselves. And for people who have, you know, difficulties with mobility, that's going to be you know, a godsend. So the technology here is moving along rapidly. And we've got complete coverage of all of it at KelleyBlueBooksKBB.com.
Thanks, Micah, for joining us with the sneak peek of the new wheels soon to be seen on Florida roads.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Everyone has had the moment when you leave the home in a hurry and then you wonder a couple of miles away if you shut the iron off. Did you close the garage door? Oh my goodness, did you shut the oven off? Then you run back to check to give yourself peace of mind. Here to share some technology of the future that will allow you to manage your home from far away is Brett Worthington, Senior Vice President of Wink. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning, Rose.
So tell us how the home of the future will keep us connected to our home when we're far away.
You know, it's a home that takes everyday devices and connects it through one single app. It really is like what you used to see on the Jetsons. Through a few taps on my phone, I can control everything around me. I can turn my lights on and off. I can take my shades and my blinds up and down. I can even detect a leak in my basement.
Why is it so important to stay connected to our home and realize that this is an investment to keep everyone in our family safe?
You know, the first thing around the connected home is monitoring. You can view everything that's going on in your home from anywhere through a camera. You know, secondly, convenience. You know, the convenience of even raising and lowering your thermostat or even turning your lights on or off right from your couch and really control. You know, you think about locking or unlocking your door remotely from anywhere that you are, and that gives people, you know, not only the peace of mind that you talked about, but the control as well.
All right, so where do we start to get connected to our home?
You can get started with a lot of these connected devices for under $100. You know, a lot of people get started with lighting controls. They get started with a smoke or a carbon monoxide detector. Not only are they priced right, but they're really easy to set up. You can take these devices that you can purchase that are connected and you connect them all through the Wink app. So take a Chamberlain garage door opener. You can open and close your garage door from anywhere. You can have that peace of mind knowing that you didn't leave it open all day, or you can even check on it. It really is as simple as taking them home, downloading your app and enrolling them into your phone and bringing these great brands and products together. And you know, you think about what you said about saving money. You can take a smart thermostat and absolutely you can save money with these smart devices in the connected home. By setting them up in, you know, a smart schedule, you can save on average of 10 to 15% off your energy bill every month by just using those types of suggested scheduling for your air conditioner.
Are apps expensive?
No, many of the apps today, including the Wink app, are free. It's really, you know, to be able to have that connection and that convenience, it's all about the control of the consumer and being able to use those apps for free like Wink.
Thanks, Brett, for sharing how technology devices will help keep our family and our home safe for the new year.
Thanks, Rose. Thanks for having me.
According to the Center for Disease Control, the timing of flu season is unpredictable. Flu activity commonly peaks between December and February. But even if you don't get the flu, the common cold can be challenging. Here with simple tips on staying well this season is wellness and lifestyle contributor Terra Wellington. Good morning, Terra.
Hey, good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. Staying well this time of year can be challenging for families, mostly those with little ones. So how can we keep kids and adults healthy and flu-free?
Yes, because we're in the peak of that flu and cold season. You know, children get about 8 colds a year. And to start right off, you know, Stanford University has a new science review that says if you give kindness to someone with the common cold, it can help reduce the severity and duration of that cold. So tender, loving care is key. Also, dry air during this time of the year can be a problem. It lowers your resistance to the cold, so you want to keep up the air humidity. And then I also love the saline spray and drops from Little Remedies for those little noses to help moisturize them and flush them out. It has no side effects, no alcohol, no dyes, no artificial flavors. It's something that I feel really good about giving my kids.
All right, so how can we keep our energy level at its best as well?
Okay, so there's the top 3. You have your sleep, your exercise, and then making sure you get the right nutrients to fuel your body. And because we're all busy with New Year's goals and work and school back into session, so you want to make sure that you close that gap by getting the right nutrients. And so GNC has a brand new whole food based supplement line with protein powder and bars, and it can help fill that gap to fuel your energy. It's called Pure Edge. There's no artificial additives, colors or sweeteners, no GMO added ingredients. So there's a lot of good there for fueling your energy.
How can families stay focused on wellness throughout the entire year?
I love this. This is a perfect idea, especially for the kids. It's called an Arrow Garden, and it's an indoor automatic garden that you can just put on your countertop. They even have small sizes. You don't need a green thumb to grow your fresh veggies. In the dead of winter, you can grow your fresh herbs, your salad greens, your veggies like tomatoes and fresh flowers. It grows them 5 times faster than in soil because of its hydroponic technology. So this is something that's really cool for families, and the kids can just watch it grow. It grows so fast.
Awesome. Thanks, Terra, for sharing tips to help us keep our families healthy and flu-free this winter season.
Thank you.
According to the National Cancer Institute, about 46,000 people in the U.S. will be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer just this year. Here to offer resources to patients and caregivers to better understand the important role of diet and nutrition during and after pancreatic cancer treatment is Jessica Ayanada, registered oncology dietitian with Meals to Heal, and Chef Michael Ferraro, nationally recognized culinary expert. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jessica, a recent survey on pancreatic cancer patients reported 63% of patients say they have a loss of appetite and they're nauseous. And they also feel like vomiting and suffer abdominal pain. Also, 51% say they know they need to change their diet. How can your meals address these issues?
As you mentioned, there's a myriad of symptoms that they experience. And the reason why that's so vital in helping them manage their weight, helping them manage the digestive discomfort that they often experience, and that's why it was so important for us to create this program and create these recipes. These recipes are part of the Cooking Comfort Care program that was a conjunction with Celgene, the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, myself, and Chef Michael Ferraro. So we have a delicious turkey sweet potato hash and a turkey tortellini soup, both which have ingredients that are meant to be optimal calories and really optimally digested for the pancreatic cancer patient to help manage the symptoms that you mentioned.
Chef Ferraro, tell us about how you got involved with Pancreatic Cancer Action Network.
Pancreatic cancer is something that's very close to my heart. Close to 10 years ago, my mother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and I lost her this past year. And therefore, in memory of her, I've teamed up with Celgene, Pancreatic Cancer Action Network, and Jessica from Meals to Heal. Nutrition was a very important thing in my mom's battle against pancreatic cancer.
As a supportive son, did you cook for your mom?
Yeah. My mom was living in Connecticut, and I'm in New York. But we loved, cooking, and around the dining room table was always big for us. It's where we felt comfortable. So whenever she was able to come into my restaurant or go home and cook, it was a special time because it was cooking. Just kind of it clouds everything else at the moment, especially for my family. It's a time where you can get together as a family and friends and talk and laugh, and it kind of just brings you away from the reality of what's going on.
Jessica, tell us about the recipes and tips that you offer people with pancreatic cancer.
Keeping a food diary, and the reason why that is so useful is because you can then identify foods that are causing digestive discomfort, because often it's really, it's very confusing to kind of make sense of it all. And, along with the help of a registered dietitian, in doing so, you can help really, find foods that work for you, such as these recipes that we have right here. And nutrition can make such an impact. So that's what we're here to help you guys with today.
Thank you both for joining us this morning and creating awareness of the importance of diet and nutrition for patients with pancreatic cancer.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Did you know Crohn's disease affects over 38,000 children and teens in the U.S.? And Crohn's disease can result in a child's delayed growth. Dr. Robin Sokolow is a pediatric gastroenterologist, and she joins us this morning to share new treatments approved for Crohn's disease and how patients like Nicole, who have a very busy life, deal with their condition and treatments into their daily schedule. Good morning, Doctor and Nicole.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For parents, why is finding a pediatric gastroenterologist so important?
Well, I think what's important to understand, there are 3 points that I'd like to talk about today. First and foremost, that pediatric Crohn's disease is a lifelong condition, and that there are different signs and symptoms for pediatric Crohn's disease. It's not just a stomach ache, it's not just diarrhea. There may be other symptoms such as growth delay, fatigue, iron deficiency. And when you see that in your child, you may want to talk to your healthcare provider about what you're seeing. And the third point is that once you have that detailed discussion of what you're observing in your child, it may be at that point that you see a specialist who specializes in pediatric Crohn's disease and to talk about the different treatment options that are available.
So what are some of the symptoms of Crohn's disease?
For pediatrics, it could be very different. So if you think about the child, it may be a child who's not eating well, it may be a child who's growth delayed, it may be a child who's really very tired in school that you don't really understand. It's not because they're not getting a good night's sleep. And so it may be that those subtle symptoms, and not just the things that we think about when you have a stomach issue such as diarrhea or belly aches, but it may be something like growth delay and fatigue. So if you begin to see that in your child, you really should share that with your healthcare provider.
Nicole, share some of the challenges you experienced living with Crohn's disease.
Well, for me, I was diagnosed at 14 years old, so and 3 things really kind of stick out to me about my experience, and that would be that it's really been a learning curve to learn to talk to my doctor about what's going on. And second of all, it's been very important for me to have a support system, primarily being my parents. And some of the challenges that I've faced would be symptom-wise, the stomach aches were a big thing. And talking to your peers about that, sometimes they don't understand that, while you may look fine on the outside, you really don't feel well on the inside, and that with a chronic condition, there's a possibility that you can be sick for a very long period of time. And I think especially as a teenager, sometimes you miss out on those experiences maybe that your peers are having.
So how can parents help their child with pediatric Crohn's?
The most important thing, I think, is that it's education. So once there's an awareness of what this condition is, pediatric Crohn's disease, understanding all the signs and symptoms is the first step in identifying if your child may or may not have this condition. And I think identifying it early will get you to feeling better and to having this disease under control earlier if you have that type of treatment strategy.
Thank you, Dr. Sokolow and Nicole, for sharing some real-life experiences and treatment solutions to address teens and children with Crohn's disease.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, Rosalie.
A recent survey conducted by Harris Poll on behalf of Pfizer's Get Old found 87% of Americans have at least one thing they fear about getting old. The top of the list is decline in physical activity, then memory loss, and having a chronic disease or running out of money. Joining us this morning to discuss the results of this Fear of Getting Old survey is Dr. Frida Lewis Hall, Pfizer's Chief Medical Officer, and Dan Perry, founder of the Alliance for Aging Research. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning to you and to your viewers.
Dr. Hall, so why are people so fearful of getting old?
Well, I think it's really interesting. People are worried in part because there's a little bit of reason for worry if we don't take action. Things like chronic illnesses and loss of abilities do show up as you age. So the older you become, the greater your risk for developing these things. Now, the good news is, and the reason we really want to start this dialogue, is that many of the things that people are afraid of, these fears, can be addressed by taking action now.
Dan, tell us how we can start being more responsible for our quality of life as we age.
Well, so many of the factors that are part of aging are within our control. Healthier habits, healthier diets, more active living, all sorts of behavioral changes. Taking care of your finances. One of the items that turned up in the Harris survey, though not as important or as high as loss of physical ability, was a loss of not having enough money to live on. So much of this is within our control, but at the same time, medical research and medical science is making advances against diseases associated with aging every day. And if we can keep that pace up, life is going to be just better and better for people in the future.
So, Dr. Hall, what research is underway by Pfizer and its partners to prevent, delay, and fight chronic disease of aging?
Well, the more research we do, the more we have an opportunity to do. So we actively have programs that are continuing to look at how to diminish the risk or prevent or improve treatment of things like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and other illnesses that either take our lives or take our lives away in terms of chronic illnesses.
So how do we prevent falling in the footsteps of our older relatives who weren't proactive in living healthier?
Thank you for asking that, because much of what leads to healthy aging is actually within our hands. A lot of it we know, such as healthier diets, more physical activity. But the thing that I really want to mention here is the idea that especially young people, but at any age, paying attention to your health and teaming up with a healthcare provider to know your family history, to your point, and to understand what your risks are, to undergo the screenings that are appropriate to you at the right time, to be on top of your vaccination schedule, and to take care of any active current health problems that you may have. These are all things that you can do every day.
And I would add to that having a positive attitude about living long and living well. Having a broad circle of family and friends and loved ones. Medical research shows that those attitudes and those social networks are so critical to living long and living well.
Well, my aunt is in her 90s and she still works. I hope to take after her.
Absolutely. My dad is 96 and as vital as ever. And he reminds me every day, he's a great role model. He says, remember, age is just a number.
Thank you, Dr. Hall and Dan, for joining us this morning to dispel the fears of getting old and living a healthier and more active life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a new year and a great time to renew yourself or spruce up your home and give it a new look. Take on a proactive approach to care for you this year. Eat healthy, stay active, and connect with family and friends to celebrate all the blessings in life. It's time to de-stress and renew you with a positive attitude in a new year. Share with us your plans to renew you this new year at facebook.com/Rose Lee Show or visit us at roseleearchershow.com. From our family at Rose Lee Productions and Archer Disability Foundation, we wish you a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. And we look forward to seeing you soon.